Welcome back to the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Today I'm at Disney's Animal Kingdom in Orlando, Florida. I had one of the best times of my life at this place and I can't wait to share it with you. First up, I want to show you the safari. I had so much fun here. We saw tons of animals. They take us out in these vehicles and it is just an experience and a half. So I'll show you exactly what they look like right here, and then I will let the operator do the narration for me. Let's check it out.
Oh, one causing a bit of a traffic jam. About to cause it to us as well. Now, starting life, they were roughly around 6 feet tall. Later in their adult lives, they will stand anywhere from 15 to almost 20 feet tall. Now, you are about to get a lot closer to a lot of them because while you're in this vehicle, you're just sitting 6 feet off the ground. So you are a lot closer to them than you would be down on the ground right next to them. During the day, they spend 20 hours in this also just eating and chewing foods. Eating anywhere between 70 to almost 200 pounds worth of food. Well, their diets will include are things like leaves, vegetables, and a very selective few things. And once they are fully grown, they never really look like this, but they weigh between 4,000 and 7,000 pounds. And looks like they're going to walk right down the middle of the road.
É assim que você faz? Tem aquele chifrudo ali.
Vai tomar a gente jantar. Tem uma que pensa que é árvore. Mãe. O pai, aquela dali pensa que é uma árvore.
Ela tá da altura, viu, Lau?
So, remember when I was mentioning a traffic jam? I think I just jinxed myself on that one. But until then, to your right hand side, those are Ancoli cattles. Those horns you see grow between 5 to 6 feet in length. And though they may look heavy, they only weigh between 5 and 15 pounds at most. 80% of the horn is hollow, the others are 20% is a honeycomb structure. Yeah, but now they're just stopping and staring at us like, why are you following us? Probably when the side giraffes sleep, they only spend 30 minutes of their day sleeping. They take short little power naps. It can be short as 15 seconds to as long as a minute and a half. See the one reaching down to the bush there with that tongue? Those tongues are about 1.5 feet in length, and you can see just grabbing and pulling up on things. They can lift up to 7 pounds of food all just with their tongues alone. The three animals to your right are the white-bearded wildebeest, a creature that migrates between 500 to 1,000 miles every single year. And the fully grown, they only weigh between 400 and 500 pounds. Well, there is quite a nice large tower ahead of us, but they're all just standing in the road. So it might be a minute or two while we're standing here with them, just seeing if they eventually will move. Oh, something spooked them. You see, like when something does spook them? Now you see their long tails actually are used kind of almost like a little whip. Whenever they feel something on their backs in a certain place they don't want it to, they actually will like bring it fully up. Their tails can reach all the way to the tops of their necks. So we're just going to be creeping on around these side giraffes here. See, as they take off running, they run in a very unique pattern. Their front legs spread further apart while the back of the legs come closer to each other. We're fully clear of them, so we're going to get back up to speed. And if you look there, you see it's right next to those larger feet.
Você lembra que a gente viu eles
When white rhinoceros were first born, they started between 80 to 140 pounds. Full-grown adults could weigh between 4,000 and 5,000, between 90 to 95% of the time. It's accomplished hunts for them. And they primarily only hunt during the daytime, and this is simply due to a fact that they have absolutely no nighttime vision. And the reason that is because their eyes weren't designed for it. So they depend on the sunlight to actually see what they're doing. So when the sun goes away, they just go to sleep for the nighttime. Family, they are the tallest, standing at 5 feet and only weighing 9 pounds. Oh, actually, look at the back there. That's one of the younger African elephants over there. It's only 5 years old, just past a little hill over there. When African elephants are first born, it takes them 20 years to become full-grown adults. And you can tell how old one is by how long their tusks are. Roughly every inch is a year. And for gray flamingos, when a group of them is all gathered together, it's called a flamboyance. The way African elephants can talk to one another, this to your left is the ostrich. They are the biggest flightless birds in the world, weighing at 275 pounds. They actually can maintain a right speed of 40 miles per hour. So we see there, that's actually just a warm-up speed for them. That's not even full sprint. But sleeping in the cave over here to your left, you'll see the African paint. Second row, specifically, siete por favor. Please sit down, friends, on my second row. They got the name painted because they have that random paint splotch like coat pattern about them, but they're also very. You'll see the pink-backed pelicans. Now there's a time when you find pink feathers on their backs. This one's closer to their mating season time, and actually how they really got their names. And groups of them, well, that is known as a pod of pelicans. Now it's called a pod because when two of them are together, it's simply called that. But they usually live in something known as colony sizing, which means their smallest group could be in just low 50s, or the highest could be closer to 500s. So since there's always large groups of them, they decide to just fertilize it. That's why it's pods of pelicans.
All right, next up is the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. This place is super cool. They've got gorillas and birds, and it was something else. The monkeys were active, the gorillas were active. It was really, really cool. So these little guys are just jumping around, having so much fun. This time of the year in Orlando, Florida, it is sizzling hot, so they shoot these misters in the air to kind of keep them cool. But these guys are so cute. They were having a total blast, running around all over the place. I could barely keep up with them on my camera. They're kind of chasing each other, kind of playing. They play a little bit rough sometimes, but they were a ton of fun to watch. So a lot of these exhibits, I went back the first time and there's not much going on. I went back the second time and the animals were super active. So I would recommend when you go visit, be sure to check these exhibits more than once if you don't see anything. Because the gorillas, sometimes they're just laying around, but sometimes they're super active. The first time I came through, these guys weren't doing anything. I could barely even find them. But then I went back the second time and they were just nothing but energy. I love the white hair coming off this guy right here. Alright, coming up here in a second are the gorillas, and these guys were so cool. So the first time I came through, they were just chilling like this. There was like 3 or 4 of them, and he's just laying on his back, scratching his chest, with his feet on the wall. And then all of a sudden the guy on the left here kind of sprung into action. And I'm not sure what he saw or what he heard, but he wasn't having it. Look at this guy. He's like, "Are you coming into my house? This is my house." I love their long arms, man. He's like, "Come on, I dare you to come into my house." Oh my gosh, they gotta be so strong. Built like a brick house. Yeah, so like I said, this was the first part of the day. The second part of the day, they were in a totally different part of the park. And I'll show you that here in a bit. But and then he comes over here, and there's this guy sitting down on the right. Check him out, kind of doing some stretches. He'll come into the view here in a second. He's like, oh, let me stretch, reach my toes. All right, now it was kind of raining a little bit. This is still the first part of the day. I found this big guy just kind of hiding out under the shelter. Man, they are just beautiful creatures. He's just chilling, eating grass. So this would be a good part of the show to tell you a little bit about the entrance fees. So my admission was $137. Parking was $25. You do have to purchase a ticket and then make reservations. But since I was by myself, I actually didn't do that. I just walked up to the gate and purchased a ticket because I didn't feel like creating an account to make reservations. But I just wanted you to know they are requiring reservations. Okay, in the same part of the park, they have this bird, kind of like a bird sanctuary. And they got the most beautiful birds. The birds are kind of confined to this area, but it's a very big area. This is some type of woodpecker here. But they've got some really exotic looking birds, and there are lots of them. It was amazing. Something to see for sure. This guy is so beautiful. And then they had another one coming up here in a bit. Oh, here's some more of the tropical ones. They're all over the place. It's really, really cool. They're confined to this area because there is nets around, but it is a huge area, and there's lots of birds and ducks and all kinds of cool stuff. There's a little white guy up here. He's really pretty. The lighting was a little funky, but you get the picture. This guy coming up here is really beautiful. He's almost like one of the birds of paradise. Those yellow eyes. I figured out why I love birds so much. My grandmother was she was big into birds, and my grandfather on the other side actually made birdhouses. So I think that's why I love birds so much. This guy is cute. He's like I forget the name of him, but it has something to do with mouse bird, bird mouse, something like that.
Got really long toes, and that helps him distribute his weight evenly. He can actually walk on top of lily pads, so they're called lily walkers. They can basically walk on water. They're also the best dads ever. The females will lay eggs and then they leave. These guys lay on the eggs, they hatch the eggs, they take care of the young. Right after she has the eggs, she goes off and finds another male.
All right, now we've got some beautiful ducks that are just sitting down here hanging out. This guy on the left is nibbling on who knows what. I see a bunch of minnows in the water, but I'm pretty sure that's not what he's going after. But they're so pretty, they're almost unreal. It's got to be a male and female, I'm sure. But up here on the left, on the railing, this bird lands. He's got a big stick in his mouth. Really, really cool, just hanging out in front of all these people. Check it out. Man, this is such a fun area. These bird sanctuaries. All right, this guy here, I had to Google it. He's called an okapi, also known as the forest giraffe or zebra giraffe. So cool looking. I had to get him on video for sure. And then we have some actual zebras. The lighting in this shot is pretty cool. Almost makes it look like I'm sitting in Africa taking this video. My new camera does a great job taking video of animals like this. Really great shot there, if I do say so myself. All right, so these are the gorillas later in the day. They were in a separate section of the exhibit earlier in the day, just hanging out as you saw, but now they're out exploring and hanging out. And this big guy wanted nothing to do with the camera. He's like, you know what? I've had enough of you tourists and your cameras. He actually got so annoyed that he walks away here in a second. He's like, I've had enough. I'm out of here. Such a cutie. Wonder how old he is. And then we got a pack of them here, just chilling. It's so hot, they're trying to stay cool. That little guy must be a youngster, hanging with mama. I just love watching these guys. There's something else. This guy's just hanging with some leaves in his mouth. He's like, you know what? This is how I roll. Deal with it. All right, this exhibit is amazing. Feathered Friends in Flight. They have trained these birds to do some cool stuff. This crow that's walking across the stage, I think it's a crow, they have taught him to pick up a plastic bottle and stick it in the recycling. I'll stand up and zoom in. And then once again, I'll allow the employees of Disney to do the narration for me. But this is an amazing show. Check it out.
Good morning, everyone. There he goes. They use this big beak to pick up whatever they can in the grass to make a meal out of, or they just drop the treat that it's over here, this side. There you go. Nice fight. Yeah, there's another one.
They eat everything, though. I mean, they can crack right through a tortoise shell with that powerful beak. It's kind of like a sledgehammer. You can see them eating literally like what
Like
that was.
a worm.
A worm, but yeah.
That's fun.
And you know, they can even eat venomous snakes. So they find a snake on the ground, they grab it, they shake it around, and slurp it down like spaghetti. It's disgusting. You don't want to look it up. But okay, here we get to see a ground hornbill at top speed. That's it. That's the best video. Maneuverability as she's flying around, but I need the help of two people who want to be trees for Daisy to fly through. We're like recreating the forests of Africa here. I see in the red shirt and the gray hat, and then the white shirt on the end and the sunglasses hooked around your neck. Do you two want to help me out? Yeah? I saw your hands raised. All you have to do is stand up, face each other, and then go like this with your arms to make like a big hoop. There you go. You are now the forests of Africa. This is perfect.
All right, Daisy, we have a nice little forest there. All right, let's see if you want to show this off. I think some people just realized they're in the flight path. There we go! Excellent job! Thank you so much.
I need the help of another volunteer, but this time I'm looking for an adult with a dollar bill. Everyone's hands are down. Except in the yellow shirt, right there towards the middle. You seem very confident about it. Do you have a dollar? Excellent. Okay, all you have to do is you can stay right there at your seat. All we need is money. And we're going to demonstrate just how smart this little bird is. Oh, you found it great. Fantastic. But anyway, okay, so all you have to do is hold that dollar out to your side. Yeah, just like that. See, Walker doesn't know who you are, but she knows exactly where we'd like her to fly based on that prop that's in your hand. So do you want to show her what to do when you find money out there? You want to show her what you can do? That way. Look forward. Halfway back. Yellow shirt. Are you looking? Are you awake? You can do it.
I'm comfortable. Just
Yeah,
sit here.
you look really comfortable, my little friend. You ate a grape, so I know that's probably your whole stomach. Here you go. Okay. You seize it. And she's going to steal the dollar. Come right back to me. Where you put all the money?
Go. Remember right out here? How about we give them a nice close look? You can do it. Yeah, a little behind the scenes information. Jupiter hasn't done shows in about 6 weeks. There he goes. Because another flight hopefully is next to the listen close when he flies. See, owls, silent flight, very, very quiet flight, helps them sneak up on the prey. We'll definitely want to show that off. You ready? A close look. Just like that. Excellent job, my friend. You did wonderful. You remember where you're headed? You're standing out here. Yeah, they're just, all the birds are staring at it. Oh, we've got people with mouse ears on. That's a great choice for the bird show. Jupiter, excellent job. Thank you so much. Jupiter, our great.
He is amazing at the whole mimicry thing. Thank you so much, Lucy. And hi, Groucho. Thank you for joining us out here. Ooh, I could really use your help. Do you want to say hello? You want to say hello? Hello. Very good. All right, if you like that, though, wait till you see it get warmed up here. Ready to show off what you can do? Whenever you're ready. Go ahead. Let's see. So they love an encore, but first, how about a great big kiss? I agree. Okay, we're ready for an encore. I know you have 6 more songs. You want to show them what you can do again? Go ahead.
These birds live in the African savannas, definitely one of the largest flying birds in the world. That wingspan is almost 12 feet across.
These massive birds found in Africa, I know they look pretty intimidating, but they're scavengers. All they eat is dead stuff. It's gross, but kind of like the vultures, by eating an animal that has died, it stops the spread of disease, keeps the ecosystem healthy, returns all the nutrients back to the environment, all part of the circle of life. I mean, these birds have such an important role, kind of like nature's recyclers.
Yeah, I like that. You know, if we all recycled in our own way, Earth would be a much cleaner place. You did fantastic for us. Thank you so much. Yeah, tuck in the wings. All the way.
Positive relationships with all the birds, right? We spend a lot of time with them. Corey's just started working with this crane, Fraser. So call him.
Hello, up here. That's the show's going so well.
Wait, I have an idea. Okay, I got it. Will you try it again?
It's not going to do it.
I have something that'll help you. Look right behind the rock. You'll see what I mean. The crown cranes, they get their name.
It worked! Hold on, do you really think it was the hat?
Oh no, the hat was for all of us. You look great though, Corey. And come on, he's hanging out with you, so something's working, right?
You did a great job, my friend. Thank you so much.
One thing Disney is really good at is making this day an entire experience. And there are so many fun things to see. There's this big, I'm sure this bird is from one of the Disney movies and something that I haven't seen, but just so much cool stuff throughout the park all day long. So that's what these next few clips are going to be about, showing you some of these fun things.
Adventurers! We are the Discovery Island Drummers! Welcome to the world's most magical celebration! We hope you have an awesome day! So keep jamming! Woo! All right now! Have an awesome day, y'all!
So then they get some jet skis cruising around with a big, looks like a big gorilla kite. And then this other jet ski's got a little stunt kite. It just makes for entertainment all over the park. No matter where you're at, you're likely to run into something that you didn't plan on seeing. It's just happened to be going on. And then they've got a lot of beautiful scenes like this. This might have been in the Asia part of the park. Just so pretty. It's almost like landscape and waterscaping, I guess you might call it. I loved it. It makes for a really relaxing atmosphere. And just little things like this kind of, you know, make for a fun day. Cool stuff.
Right over the tops of your heads. This is a site worth protecting in wild places. All of these animals coming together in a flurry of color. It's truly a beautiful sight. We also have some bluebird in the pond with us too. But as quickly as these birds came in, it looks like they're ready to take off on their next adventure. Thank you all so much for joining us here for our last Wing Encounter show of the day.
All right, now we're at Expedition Everest. I believe this is the only roller coaster that they have in the park. I actually didn't go on it because I had my cameras and stuff with me, but it seemed like a pretty fun ride. People were kind of screaming as they came down this tunnel here. Check it out. And then from the other side of the park, this is actually the Expedition Everest exhibit. It's just so cool that it actually looks like Mount Everest from a distance. This is the stuff that Disney is so good at. All right, now they had a whitewater rapids type of ride, and I didn't ride on this either because I didn't want to get my cameras wet, but it looked like a lot of fun. The raft will be coming down here in just a second. I'm not sure if you got wet on this ride. I'm assuming there's a chance, and I didn't want to risk it, so I didn't go, but I got good footage anyway. All right, now let's go on the jungle trek. This is another cool section of the park. Some really unique animals, and I'm no animal expert, but I definitely love taking footage of them. If I had to guess, I'd say this guy's a water buffalo, but there's a 50% chance that I might be wrong. And these guys are cooling off. I hate to video them through the fence like this, but when they're right there, kind of dunking under the water, I couldn't resist.
Hi friends, welcome. If you guys are interested, this is Alfred and Frida. They are great Argus pheasants. You don't have to stop if you're not interested. I don't understand. I'm not a salesperson whatsoever. So every day Alfred will take his very large wing feathers and he'll put them above his head like this. And he'll dance for Frida. And Frida looks at him and Frida goes. And she walks away.
Now I decided to take a train over to a special section of the park called Rafiki's Planet Watch. And they had some cool stuff going on over here. It wasn't the most exciting section of the park, but it was definitely something to check out. And you actually got to take a ride on the train, which is always a ton of fun. But look at the train itself. I mean, they actually make it look so genuine, as if you're actually over in another part of the world.
Welcome aboard the Wildlife Express with service to Rafiki's Planet Watch. Here, you'll discover a wide range of animal adventures, from the affection section, where you can get up close and personal with domesticated animals like goats, sheep, and more, to sneak peeks at animal care in action at our veterinary, nutrition, and science centers. Also, be sure to check out the animation experience at Conservation Station, where you can learn to draw your favorite Disney characters inspired by live animals from one of our animators. The tradition of animals.
So on the train itself, there wasn't much to see. There was an ostrich, but most of the stuff that you wanted to check out was at the destination. So the train went to this one stop right here, and I think they call it Conservation Station, because they actually do some science work and stuff on this part of the park. So then you'd get off the train, do what you needed to do. You could stay as long as you wanted to, and then come back to this station when you're done, and they'd bring you back to the other side of the park. And the train ran pretty regularly, so I didn't really have to wait too long to get on. You should know that bottles of water cost like $5, I believe, so when you go, make sure you bring tons of water. So this is the animation experience. Apparently you can take a miniature class on how to do animation. This is on this section of the park in case you're interested. And now we got some livestock. I guess these are kind of like farm animals. They're really cute though. And like I said, it's super hot, so most of these animals are just hanging out. But you could actually pet them, and they made it really hands-on, which makes it a ton of fun. This guy is really cute. I'll do a zoom in on him, and then I'll do a zoom in on the other one below him. I want to get a goat someday for sure. Goats, chickens, a couple of dogs. This guy here, he was so pretty. I wonder if that's his happy face. And then they've got these pigs just laying around that you can brush and pet. This guy here was zonked out. I saw the one lady put her hand on him just to make sure he was still alive. Oh, another cute animal here. The kids just love it. The kids love it almost as much as I do. All right, now we're back on the train to the main part of the park. I had my fun, but now I'm done. Yeah, it felt good to sit on that train after walking a few miles through the park. So, what do we have up next? Let's check it out. Oh, Pandora, this part of the park was amazing. They've got the coolest attraction you will ever see in your entire life. I'll tell you more about it in just a second. So this is Pandora, the World of Avatar. I never saw the movie, but the scenery on this side of the park is just so cool. I can't even imagine how they constructed some of this stuff. But the attraction, when I went, it was a long wait. As I walked in, it said it was going to be a 90-minute wait. But then something on it broke down. It's like a simulator. They've got multiple simulators, and I think a few of the simulators broke down. So it ended up being way longer than 90 minutes. So here I'm walking into the entrance, and at the top you can see the standby entrance is 90 minutes. You can pay for these extra, you can buy these extra passes for the lightning lane, and you don't have to wait so long, but I already paid $137 to get in. I definitely wasn't going to pay more than that. But one thing that Disney is so good at is that the waiting in line is actually part of the whole experience. Right now I'm actually waiting in line, but they make it so scenic that it kind of takes away from the boredom a little bit. You go into these tunnels like right here. It's just so cool. Everybody's hanging out. It's something to see. There's actually a few more sections that are vastly different than this. Right here, you're just kind of going through these tunnels, almost like you're time traveling. But it makes it just a little bit more fun rather than just waiting in some line with ropes and whatnot. They got this blue guy, I guess he's is that an avatar? But what we got to ride on in the simulator was this right here. It's called Mountain Banshee, and it is the coolest ride I've ever been on in my entire life. It's like 4.5 minutes long, and it was sweet. Definitely worth the wait. All right, one of the other exhibits was called It's Tough to Be a Bug. It was a 3D film based on the movie A Bug's Life, and it was cool. They had wind and moisture and the 3D glasses, and once again, they made the waiting in line part of the experience. You kind of go into this tunnel here as if you were an ant, and it's just such a cool thing to experience. All right. This part of the park is called Dino Land USA. The first part I'm going to show you is all geared towards the kids. They've got this giant dinosaur and some carnival rides, and it's pretty cool. Right here, they've Dino-Rama. And then they've got a whole like jungle gym type of area that I'll show you here in a second. Yeah, the Boneyard Fossil Fun Site. It was a bunch of slides and ropes that the kids could climb on. And it was actually, I mean, it was a couple acres. It was kind of big. It was meant for kids, but the parents could go in with their kids. Yeah, it's just a huge, big playland. All right, so this is the attraction on this side of the park, and what this is, they call it a prehistoric travel in the dark, I think they call it. And the wait wasn't nearly as long for this as it was for Avatar, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like. I couldn't record the ride itself, but I can show you a little bit about what it looks like. A prehistoric tour in the dark is what they're calling it, and they made it appear to be like you're traveling back in time. as if you were during the dinosaur era, and then you got to jump on these coasters right here. So it was like a miniature indoor roller coaster in the dark. It was pretty cool. Didn't compare to the Pandora ride, but it was still worth the wait for sure. Get out of the sunshine for a little while was kind of nice. So that's it. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Be sure to check out my upcoming videos, which will include Cocoa Beach, Florida, and Siesta Key, Florida, as well as a few videos from the Destin, Florida area. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.